mà chất năng bằng sông cương chiến bạch nhạc bạch nhạc sa ma kỳ cùng đất nia sông cương bom ra ca bia Campuchia mai cùng rực nia tiêm tia sập sợi ray ai kêu riêng bồn nạp tiêm áp thấp bát tay mai bao say đô đánh thay rẽ xa mình oi bờ tinh chìm biến một tua ta sông bạc đồn ta thâm thiên chiết Khmer rèn a tinh rèn bom lư Campuchia Khmer ai thêm kia đông dài pa nhà nhớ bài sẽ tinh sông cung ăn hồng xa sẽ quạt lại ta chi việc phim rùng rương đầy dương tu dương khô khó dương Khmer trao lan sông cung chiến khai ra Not a jump, no, I'm not too much here. Đang bay Campuchia, rung rung xem san. Chơi vô, con nặng phải sông cô chiên. Mà chất con nặng bằng sông cô chiên. Bạch nhạc bạch miên sa ma kỳ cùng đất nia sông cồn bom ra ca bia Campuchia mai cùng rực nia tiêm tia sập sợi ray ai kêu riêng bồn nạp tiêm áp thấp bát tay mai bao say đô đánh thay rẽ xa mình oi bờ tinh chìm biến một tua ta sông bạc đồn ta thâm thiên chiết Khmer rèn a tinh rèn bom lư Campuchia Khmer ai kêu thêm kia đông dài pa nhà nhớ bài sẽ tinh sông cung ăn hồng xa sẽ quạt lại ta chi việc phim rùng rương đầy dương tu dương khô khó dương Khmer trao lan sông cru chiến khai ra bao nhiêu đôi chồng đầu âm na chun ra chia đang bay Campuchia rung rung xem san
and hello and good evening. A warm welcome to Khmer Youth Voices for Justice. Thank you for joining our show. Thank you for joining this live broadcast. This show operates under CNRP-America. My name is Linda Wu. I'm your host, coming to you live from the state of California. Whether you are wrapping up a fantastic Tuesday evening or starting your Wednesday morning, wherever you are or wherever you at, we are delighted that you're here today. So welcome to our show. Our mission is clear. We're here to shed some light on the political landscape in Cambodia. We believe it's crucial for our youth overseas to actively advocate democratic values and oppose authoritarian practice in Cambodia. So our purpose for this show is to empower our Khmer youth overseas and foster their involvement in decision-making process. So we want, the reason why our show named Khmer Youth Voices for Justice, we want youth involved. We want the youth to know what's going on in Cambodia. So again, my name is Linda Wu. Our conversation through this whole show, 1 hour, will be exclusively in English. So please share and like our show. CNRP America has Khmer languages 6 days per week. So please join in. It's from Wednesday to Monday. So we have diverse lineup of hosts and guests. So please, beside today, the 6 days from Wednesday to Mondays in Khmer. So please, if you enjoy our show, please like and share. My guest, I can call her my guest or my co-host today. She and I don't get paid. We don't get paid to do this show, and our other 6 day per week host and guest doesn't get paid to do our show. But we want to share our opinion. We want to share what's going on with Khmer youth, so Khmer youth will understand what's going on in Cambodia. So enough about that. Let me introduce my co-host. Our topic this Tuesday is monthly updates. And why there's monthly updates? Because my co-host, she's committed to being here once a month. So whenever she's here, we will give you update what's going on. We also, if we're lucky, we can talk about many topics, but sometimes we just hit one topic and we talk for the whole 30 minutes. So hopefully we get to a couple topics today. Let me see. And thank you, Sam, for watching us from New Zealand at 1:30 p.m. Thank you for joining us. Hope you already have lunch. So hope your lunch is great. Let me bring out my co-host. Her name is Brittany Baker. She is in Columbus, Ohio. Brittany. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you again for having me.
Thank you for joining us. How's Ohio?
It's okay. We had an election last week that turned out favorable for people that are pro-choice and pro-women choosing what we want to do with our bodies. So that was positive. Staying busy here. And today's weather was surprisingly chilly. It's kind of cold today. Yeah, it was raining most of today. So
we are hoping to get some rain by the end of this week, but today and the rest of the week it's going to be hot and hotter. And talking about rain, our thought and prayer to the people in Hawaii, Maui, that gone through devastating. So we are sending our prayers. It was tough to watch, but so hopefully everybody that in the situations get out, and hopefully it's better soon, because it doesn't look that great.
Yes.
Like I said, Brittany is my co-host. She's here once a month, so we talk about everything. I am in California. Brittany's in Ohio. It's a quiet distance, so I'm glad that she's here. She's also a teacher as well. So thank you for she's not just teaching English, she's also translate English to Khmer and Khmer to English. So thank you, Brittany, for doing that for the Khmer community especially. So if you need any help, if you have any difficulty, I know Brittany will always help you out in Ohio. So, and thank you, Brittany, for always there for our Cambodian community in Ohio.
Of course. Yeah. Happy to help.
Anything new with Brittany besides working?
Besides working, I don't think so. Of course, we're busy advocating for some legislation that has been ongoing for the last couple of years. So we're staying engaged with our lawmakers and asking them to support our initiatives. So as you're aware, that's pretty time consuming, but work that is important, and I'm happy to work alongside you and other folks to meet with our representatives to ask them to support the legislation that has been put forth by the Cambodian American community. So staying busy with that, and also I'm sure we'll get some updates. We'll give some updates on that later.
And so before we go, let me share the screen. And Brittany talking about the bill. Let me this. Let me see if I can do it correctly. Okay, I can share screen. We are talking about U.S. Senate bill that would blacklist Cambodia. So this is an English translated news from VOA. Talking about one side talking about, saying theory, and also talking about the bills. The bill basically what when we talking about bills, we're talking about HR 4659 and S2332. Um, and any significant on that article, Brittany, that you want to share with us?
Yeah, I know we have updated about this over the last couple of years. And of course, I want to acknowledge everyone's hard work with advocating for the passage of this legislation. It would be immensely important and send a message to the Cambodian people that the international community is engaged on these issues and see the importance of working to improve the conditions in Cambodia. Also, want to acknowledge the lawmakers in the United States who have committed to working on this issue, and they've also been very reliant on the Cambodian American community to write this legislation and to really highlight the concerns of the international community with the human rights abuses that have been ongoing in Cambodia, especially considering political prisoners and overall suppression of media and civil society organizations.
Thank you, Brittany. I just want to remind our audience. So this is the fourth bill number 4 that we've been working on. And when we're talking about how come people say how come it's the fourth time and it's not passed, it's a lot of work. And also we work honestly from the bottom of our heart, not just us, the Cambodian community that believe in democracy, that they believe in human rights in Cambodia. We do not have billion and billion of dollars like the Hun regime to pay to lobby and to go against us. And our audience probably aware that last year, many years before, the Phnom Penh, I can just say the Hun regime spent over $1.5 million just to pay the American lobby firm to make sure that the government look spotless to the senator and also the Congress. But unfortunately, this article and also our bill, which is HR 4659 and S2332, came out before the elections of the July 23rd elections in Cambodia. So it sent a clear signal that nobody believed and nobody trusted Hun Sen anymore. And we are glad that this HR 4659 and the S2332 came out. And also, we would like to encourage everyone that live in America, please contact your congressmen, congresswomen, and also senators to have them support. Why is it important? It's already came out, but they need to vote. And when HR 4659 and S2232, they want to hear the Cambodian American voices. How bad do you want these bills? So that's the reason why you need to call them. You need to call and contact your congressman and congresswoman, and also your senator. Anything you want to add, Brittany?
Just a couple of points. The legislation, we have both English and Khmer versions of that. I think of both pieces, right? So, yes. So
we have translated. Yes.
Yes. So the people, we encourage people to share it far and wide for people that read English, people that read Khmer, to understand what this legislation is, because there's some confusion that I've heard about what would be the impact when this legislation passes, and there wouldn't be a negative impact on the common everyday Cambodian person. The bills would have targeted sanctions for corrupt Cambodian leaders who are directly involved in attacks on democracy and human rights abuses, and also a strong focus on the ever increasing connection between Cambodia and Beijing of China. So the U.S. lawmakers are very concerned about the encroaching Chinese encroachment of Cambodia, such as the Ream Naval Base and other big casino projects and projects along the coastline. So one thing I've noticed over the years of meeting with U.S. officials is the increasing concern and call for action due to China's presence in Cambodia. And I think it's something that a lot of people are concerned about. People that have family and connection and land in Cambodia are rightfully concerned about this. And I think later we'll also talk about other neighbors to Cambodia that are encroaching on the land there too, and how CPP is handling people that are defending the land of Cambodia.
I want to share a screen with you here. The reason why I'm sharing this, because we put up right now we have the House Committee of Foreign Relations. This is where you contact your congresswoman and congressman. We have the phone number for you. We have the name of the congressman and congresswoman. So all you need to do is pick up your phone and call them. We have their phone number in Washington D.C. We also have their district office number. So please, we already did the work, got you the number. So please go through the list and call. Let me see. Let me share. This is the Republican, and this is the Democrat. So So please call them. Say that you would like Congress such and such to support our bills, and please and so it's already there for you. And if you're not living in America, please contact your friend and your family that you know, have them call their congressman. The list is for congressman and congresswoman, and for us, we will put up senator list later on, but it's going to be, we already did the work. Please go to CNRP-America Facebook, and it's there. I share that on my Facebook as well. If you have any question, what to say, and on top of that, let me show you what we even have the verbiage for you to use if you don't know what to say. And so we have that for you. So please encourage everyone to call. And like I said, it's something that it's already there. The congressman and congresswoman would like to hear from the Cambodian community. They want to know how many people are supporting this. And if you are in America and you feel like, oh, what can be done for people of Cambodia, this is one of the action item that you can do. So it is in CNRP-America Facebook. Please reach out to us, reach out to me, reach out to Brittany. I even put my phone number. Please call me. I will not be answering, but leave me a message and I will return your call. So I will not be blindly pick up your phone, but I will return your call. If you text me, I will return your text. So please I know I put my phone number there so I can screen. So you call me and I'm not picking up. Don't get mad because I don't know who you are and I want to know what you want. So either you text me or you leave me a message, and I promise people that call me, I do text them and I do um, answer back. Why you not answering? Because people call, you don't know who, crazy people, and you know what they want.
Yeah, exactly.
If you call me, you leave me a message, and you text me and you leave me a message, that I'll answer. I know, oh, it's Sam texting me. Then I say, okay, I'll answer. I know who Sam is. And
Sam from New Zealand.
yes. So thank you so much, everyone. Please contact your friend, your family, and if you are overseas, please text your friend, your family, call them, and have them support our what we're working on in the foreign affairs team. And this is something that we needed to pass because Hun Sen regime, it's not going away, and they are not softening up. So
Mhm.
let me see. Anything else you want to update our audience, Brittany?
Um, well,
The hottest topic.
yeah, a lot of things. I think a perfect segue from the pieces of legislation and also political prisoners such as Singh Terry is to talk a little bit about the 10 villagers from Kokong who were recently arrested when they were traveling to Phnom Penh to file a petition at the ministry, and they were charged with incitement, which is a blanket charge that is used for it's sort of a catch-all for people that are dissenting or bringing up any sort of issue, civil society issue, political issue, land dispute issue in this case. So I think we should focus a little bit about them and talk about their bravery for trying to dispute an issue that has been going on for some time now with a Chinese-backed company that has direct ties to CPP, and they were trying to get the government's attention and to submit a petition to show the support and the concern about this land dispute issue.
And let me clarify to our audience, even though I share RFA and VOA, we do not get paid from RFA or VOA to talk about the article. But the reason we share because they are independent media. They are not on the side of CPP or the Hun family. So these are news that really independent news media, and also talking about what's going on in Cambodia regarding the people of Cambodia. Like Brittany said, we went from, I mean, Saint Terry, she is a human rights activist, civil rights activist, civil societies. So she basically in Cambodia voiced her opinion, and also we're talking about the protests regarding land grab. Nobody is safe, and everyone voice their opinion, just voice their opinion, instead of the regime is on the people's side, taking care of people. If you are voicing your opinion, in this case, Brittany said the 10 people, they are talking about their land grabbing, and it's affect their life, and also now even worse because of that they are in jail.
Mm-hmm.
So the article, if you do not know how to read Khmer, is like those 10 people is in prison for 1 year, and they also have to pay 40,000 40 million real.
24, I think $2,400 US.
24, yes. to us it sounds like 1 month of worth of working, but to them it's a lot of money when also the economy is really worse right now in Cambodia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and 10 people who were imprisoned about that, if you take a step back and look at the impact of those people, were probably the primary breadwinner, the primary person in that family who were working, right? And they are in jail for 1 year. So they don't have a salary to support their family. The family is receiving threats by the local authorities. And so it's like 10 people in jail, but perhaps hundreds of people that are affected by those 10 people that are in jail. And as we know, the system there is not a just system. So I would not be surprised if their sentence extended beyond 1 year, not to mention the treatment that they are receiving there in jail.
And this is the face that's Brittany talking about, the son, the husband, and the daughter that asking for the jury to drop the cases. And it's very unfortunate that the court system and the government is not in also, so this is heartbreaking.
Mm-hmm.
The families out there asking for the, I'm assuming when you see the husbands, you're assuming that woman is actually in jail right now. Let me see if I can. Not sure you can see. Oh, my thing is not sharing. Let me see. I want to share something. Let me see. This website is Ligado Cambodia. So what they do is they post all the current prisoner of interest. So it is currently, that's 53 people. 25 of them had political motivated that the regime, and then also 1 union, and also 27 of land. When you're talking about land is when you're talking about land dispute with tycoon, a Cambodia tycoon who worked directly with the Hun regime. So 27 people. Let me show you what. Let me try to filter it. So these are land activists that are currently in jail, and you can see as many of them are women. And the longest they've been, you're looking at over 300 days. These are people that go out there and dare to speak against the regime regarding their land being taken away, unfairly taken away from them. You know what? I want to share something. I actually exited. I want to move from this, and also because there's 1 union in there. So I want to show you that they keep track of and can you see Brittany
Yeah.
Jimsita? Yes, she is one of the union that's union leader, and we're talking about we moving from women that actually in jail for land grabbing, for land issue that the regime is will not side with the people, but instead side with the tycoon. Now talking about side with the tycoon, this is talking about union Naga union worker that currently still protesting. It's over a year still protesting. And the Hun regime, they're protesting in the middle of the Phnom Penh. So the Hun regime cannot go places without seeing them. They still protesting. As a result, their union leader is currently in jail right now. Let me see. Um, moving. Anything you want to add regarding Chimsita, regarding the lady of Naga World?
Um, just a general note about the activists who are concerned about the land grabbing coming from the provinces along whether it be along Thailand or in Sihanoukville or around Vietnam. It's just unbelievable that the regime is so um, bothered by individual activists and small groups of activists that are coming together to stand up against billionaires and people that are responsible for the casino meccas in Sihanoukville and building Chinese naval bases in the coastal cities. People with billions and billions of dollars and infinite resources and infinite private special economic zones in Cambodia, in Laos, throughout Southeast Asia. And the regime's scared when a few people come together. So I think it speaks to the power of people coming together and having a common purpose and a common mission, and the importance of solidarity. Because when the people are divided, it's easy for them to be conquered.
Thank you, Brittany, for sharing that. Let me show you. Talking about women, let's show our future. Can you see?
Yes.
Kun Sodari. She's have been designated as the president of the National Assembly, the first woman to hold the position. How do you feel, Brittany? The first woman. Should we be happy that there's a woman there? The first hold that first title. And when I'm reading it, I'm not reading it wrong. She is designated, meaning that she's been put in that position by Hun
Yes.
Sen. So the first woman to hold the position. Any hope? Any hope at all for the woman of land grabbing that we have talked about, and also the woman of Naga, the Friday woman? What else? The woman that actually working tirelessly in Cambodia.
Right. No, unfortunately, I don't have any hope about this appointed person.
Have you seen her
Um,
before?
yes, I've seen some articles. I've seen some things about her, and as much as I would like to say, yeah, I'm so excited about women gaining more power in parliament and higher positions. As you noted, this is someone that was appointed that position, that has just been working in the ranks of CPP for some time. So it's not that her experience or her desire to help women or people got her to this position, but rather her friendliness with Hun
Connection.
Sen, her connections with Hun Sen and Hun Sen's wife, that allowed her to be the president of the National Assembly.
I have no hope that she going to. Um, seen her before, um, but I don't think I seen her at the protest. I have never seen her at the protest. I have never seen her at um, any protest that representing women. Again, she is in Phnom Penh. Again, Naga woman protesting in Phnom Penh. When the last time she look at them, or when the last time she hear their voices, um, I bet it's zero. And hoping, as like you, I'm very glad that they pick women, because it's a position that's I believe in 2023 civil society mentioned that there's less women in office in top level position. She is at the National Assembly president, the top position, but at the same time, I don't feel that she's going to be a voice for women. There's a lot of political opposition women that currently in jail. There's candlelight woman that's in jail, and I don't think she have reached out and see what's going on. Or as a woman, she should reach out and she should share the concern of women and make it better.
Right. I admire your hopefulness, but I don't think we'll be seeing those action steps from her. Because the entire election was fraudulent, and so appointing all of the people after the election is, in my opinion, also fraudulent. This isn't someone who was her experience or abilities were considered in order to get that position, that very important position. And as you mentioned, a lot of women are suffering and continue to advocate for the release of their husbands and of their sons. And I've never seen her advocating for the betterment of conditions for women in Cambodia. So I think that her appointment is perhaps to it's just a facade, in my opinion, and perhaps to send a message to the international community that, hey, equality is important here, or something like that. Because leading up to the election and since the last election, when the main opposition party was dissolved, there's been a lot of international pressure, such as the bills that we were talking about earlier. And so I think Hun Sen saw that pressure, felt that pressure, and decided to make an appointment like this for a woman to lead the parliament. But in reality, I don't think that she will hold any real power, nor will she actually advocate and hear the needs that women are expressing and have long expressed to improve the conditions.
Talking about a position, that's a higher position that's going to be happening on August 22nd. Let me pull up a picture. There we go. This is also a position that been, what is it called, transfer or given to the son of Hun Sen. So he's Hun Manat. Our audience probably know who he is, or kind of know who he is. He's got his educations from West Point, got his master from England, his master from New York, and got his PhD as a doctor from England in economics. So what people are talking about, they're talking about his education background. They are hoping, or the international community is hoping, that he will change Cambodia. So let me give you an example. North Korea. The guy that in charge of North Korea right now, he went to school in Switzerland. But he went back to North Korea, and he does not reflect the Swiss value of democracy. The same thing with this man. He does not work enough. Does not even work for his title. His father just put him there in the position, and put him in a pedestal, put him and a silver platter, and hand him the position of prime minister without any hard work. So have you heard about that, Brittany?
Yeah, of course. And I share your ideas about another person that was elevated to a very high position, yet doesn't have the experience or the background to really fill that role. And it's really strange that some people have the idea that simply because he was educated in the United States or the West, that he could possibly um, um, provide a good leadership, considering his father, who has been in power for 4 decades, has very clearly said that he will continue to lead. And if there's any, if I feel that my son doesn't, if he's having some trouble with leadership or something, I will step in and I will continue to lead. And of course, he's written himself into top level positions, starting when his son transfers to power, which would allow for him to essentially take back the power at any time. So I'm not sure why some people are waiting to see. I mean, I guess I can admire people being hopeful, but I don't understand where that hope is coming from, considering Hun Sen will still, in all intents and purposes, be the ruler that he has been for the last 4 decades.
Let me add to your hopefulness. Why people are hopeful? They're hopeful for change, but they are hopeful the wrong hope. If I may say, Hun Manet went back to Cambodia for over 10 or 15 years. He in Cambodia from after studying in the U.S., after studying in the British. He's went back to Cambodia. All that time, have you seen him come and help with land conflicts, deforestations? He has degree in economic. How he shown his economic background? Absolutely nothing. So, and you don't see him go on live televisions and say what he stand for, who he is. He doesn't say that. If you go look at his Facebook or his Instagram, I'm not sure he has TikTok. You would see only a recorded clip of him, short versions of him talking. So basically, talking, preaching, or how thank you, peace, continuing to protect peace at all costs, and that's just what Hun Sen been saying. So he is walking straight, following his father's footstep. If anything else, and if you remember, not you remember, Hun Sen been in power for 38 years, and what happened in those 38 years? 38 years, Hun Sen used the law as a tool to this, basically to destroy CNRP and CLP, ban CLP from elections. That we're talking about the law. We're talking about deforestations in Cambodia. For 38 years, that the forest does not get better. There's no, every day you see less tree. Every day you see cut down tree for quote quote development. And you're talking about economic problem. Just look at the people in Thailand that cross the border, our migrant worker. That's over 2 millions. And now Cambodia is facing the worst economic situation too, where you're talking about there's nobody go to supermarket to buy product. There's no job. So that's what 38-year Hun Sen have. Also talking about corruption, 38 years of corruptions. So it's a lot of issue that Hun Sen have not solved. And also for the last 38 years, the problems continue to progress worse every single year.
Mm-hmm.
And for him, for 38 years, but I'm sorry, forgot my train of thought. My train of thought was like, for 38 years, Hun Manet went back to Cambodia for the last 10 or 15 years. He have not solved any issue. He have not been with the people, have not reached out to the people. He's in Phnom Penh. He's live in Phnom Penh. He have a house, raised his family in Phnom Penh. I guess a couple of days ago, show a picture of him taking his little boy to school, very fancy school. How many people can afford that? How many children in Cambodia can afford to go to school? Not fancy school, just the public school. They couldn't even afford to go to public school because they have to help their parents. They have to help parents sell food, sell snack, and that is very unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you want to add regarding? And we have a slogan: "No Hun regime."
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
the picture that you see, it's not Hun Manet and the rest is so those are new people. The cabinet that selected, all those are offspring. All those are related to the Crony, related to people that related to Hun Sen.
Yeah. Right. And I think you brought up a good point. Just because he was educated in the United States or Britain does not mean that he is going to bring about positive change. She's had more than a decade with that education, and hasn't even laid out a agenda or strategic plan for when he assumes power. So I don't understand really where his economic background and his military training has really come into play when we consider China's encroachment with military bases, naval bases, and massive resorts and casinos throughout Cambodia. So I'm not sure where his so-called economic expertise is supporting everyday Cambodians when we see the outside development from China and from other outside private businesses and tycoons that are responsible for casinos and human trafficking and special economic zones throughout Cambodia that are totally lawless. So I'm not really sure what he's doing with his Western education or with his economic and military expertise because it doesn't seem to me, as far as I can tell, that it has ever benefited the everyday Cambodian. So I don't see any reason to think that he would be any different. And I think we would be naive. We would be really foolish to think that he would have the power and the ability to separate from his father, who has ruled the country for 4 decades with an iron fist and suppressed any dissenting voices. Because throughout the 4 decades, if he had an issue with that, surely he would find some way to voice his concerns, considering right his Western education and his military background and his different international influences, because he does speak English and because he's married to someone who has her family has connections too. So I say all that to say I would not place any money on seeing any drastic change from Hun Manet.
Basically, the Hun family is not fooling Brittany.
Yeah.
And the international community should not be fooled by that. And just to talking about economic background, talking about perspective, talking about people in Cambodia, according to the World Bank report, the people in Cambodia make $2.70 per day. That if they're lucky to have a job. And we talk about many times right now is very tough time, very economically tough time. And Brittany and I, we always talk about what is it, Brittany?
Microloans, microlending.
Microloan.
Yeah.
Microloan. What happened with microloan? People borrow and they could not pay back. So many people in Cambodia, especially the youth, over 2 million youth crossed the border to go to Thailand to work. And that is very unfortunate. So Honmanat, if you're going to solve any issue in Cambodia, start having jobs in Cambodia. But since your father did it for 38 years and people keep leaving Cambodia to go to find work, the hope is very slim that you're going to solve that issue.
Mm-hmm.
So Cambodia is facing an economic crisis right now that inherit from your father of 38 years of leadership. And when Brittany talking about strategic planning, how he's going to run the country, he has a plan. Lip service, protecting peace at all costs. So we at the very end of our conversations, I know we just touched base with microloan, Brittany's favorite subject.
Yeah, truly, it's my favorite subject. Maybe we can talk about that soon. I've seen some updates that I would like to share maybe next time we meet.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Brittany. I'm going to bring up the picture. I think, yes. Please, everyone, call your we have the list up for the House, meaning the Congress and Congresswoman. Phone number, please call them. Go to our website. Go to our Facebook, CNRP-America Facebook. We have it there. We also have the word you can use. If you don't want to use our word, you can use your own word. But at the end of the day, I would like you to call your congressman and congresswoman for them to support. And let me see. And that support is for HR 4659. In the coming week, we will put out S2331. But for now, 27 and 23, so 50 congressmen and congresswomen that are in the Foreign Affairs Committee. So please call them. Brittany and I did that. Brittany and I email them as well. So please do your part, Cambodian American. And if you have friend in America, please call them, friend, family, neighbor, call them and have them support that.
Mm-hmm.
Can you plug in our bills, Brittany, before we end?
Sure. Sorry. So as we talked about, these bills have been ongoing for the last 4 years. Each bill is updated more based on information pulled from the current situation in Cambodia, and reflecting the concerns of Cambodian people in the United States. The bills address human rights abuses, and also discuss the elections, which are not free and fair. So the bills have consistently over the last 4+ years have been bipartisan, which means both Republicans and Democrats are very supportive of the legislation and understand the importance of addressing these human rights issues in Cambodia, and increasingly concerned about China's influence in the region. They specifically, within the language of the bills, they specifically talk about the Ream Naval Base and the Chinese casinos, and they also talk a lot about the political prisoner situation, as we talked about at the beginning tonight of Singteri. So the bills are very comprehensive, and they call for targeted sanctions, asset blocking sanctions against corrupt members of the Cambodian government. And they would not harm the average Cambodian person. So we encourage and ask everyone to take 5-10 minutes out of your day and call your senators, your representatives at the state level, at the national level, to ask them to support, ask them to co-sponsor the legislation, both in the House and the Senate. We're hopeful that after another fraudulent election, that these bills will be successful passing through the House and the Senate this year. So it takes just a very short amount of time to contact your elected representatives. And every time we talk to our elected representatives, they're very interested in these issues, and they're very appreciative that we spend the time to contact them and to ask for change and ask to for their involvement in these issues. So please don't be afraid to talk to them. It's absolutely your right to talk to your elected official. We pay their salary every month. We elected them to office. It is their responsibility. It is their duty to listen to us as their constituents. So please don't be hesitant to join in this. We all have the power to affect change.
Thank you, Brittany. And please do not say that Brittany and I already call. You don't need to call. You do need to call. Everyone need to call. Like Brittany said, the congressman, congresswoman, senator, they are working for us. They are not in Cambodia. They work for us. So please contact them, make a phone call, and don't worry. It's like, oh my gosh, we are bothering them. No, we are not bothering them. The more you call, the more they will hear your voices. The more you call, the more everyone's call, they can hear the voice of the Cambodian community. And we need S2331 and HR 4659. Please head to our CNRP-America Facebook. We will reshare that again. So please call, and don't take it like, oh, we're gonna bother them, we're gonna bother the senator, the Congress. Please do not feel like that. Please call them. The more you bother them, the more they will hear you. So
yeah,
you don't want to call, email them. You can email them as well. You can email the same verbiage that we have on CNRP America Facebook. You can use that. You can use your own wording, but at the end of the day, please ask them to support S2331 and HR 4659. Anything else?
Again, I just hope that everyone is following about the land activists that were recently arrested, the 10 people that are still sitting in jail on incitement charges. So I hope that we can all follow and support the land activists who have no other choice than to fight for their land. They didn't wake up and say, oh, I want to go to the Capitol and get arrested. This is an absolute necessity so they can keep their most important possession, which is their land. So I think we must follow this and support this in any way that we can, and call for the release of all political prisoners. The ones who have high profile and low profile also deserve our equal attention.
Thank you, Brittany. And when we're talking about land rights, that's also when the UN also calls human rights as well. When people go without their land, they don't have anywhere to support their family, they don't have a shelter. So that's affecting their human rights. So please call UN America. I know many of our audience in America, because and if you're not in America, please contact your American friend, your ex-boyfriend, your ex-girlfriend. Contact them. Support S2331 and HR 4659. We are looking forward to have this pass really soon.
Definitely. And we'll follow up next time about this and also about the microloans.
Oh yes, the topic. And
Yeah.
when we talking about microloan, you're gonna hear about it in the coming week, because it's directly related to the thank you piece and the development, where the tycoon having their name, selling land, selling property, but now this property that there's no, the people been paying for their property, but there's no property for them. So it's very sad situations, but we will talk about that regarding loan, regarding migrant worker in Thailand or in other country as well. So stay tuned. And on that note, thank you so much, Brittany, for being my co-host. I'm talking about co-host. I encourage anyone, please contact me if you would like to be on the show. I am willing to put you on the show. I'm willing. If you want to be a host, let me know too. I'm willing to talk to you. Talk to me. You are you even better. Please contact me. Drop me a line, and I will glad to have you on my guest. As my co-host. I'm trying to help Brittany host this, but she is not willing to host. So if I'm telling her that she's my co-host, she will getting closer to hosting it.
Yeah, I've noticed that gradual shift.
So next time I will be saying, I'm as a co-host, Brittany gonna be a host. So I'm promoting people. So please, if you are you have anything to share with me, anything you want us to talk about, Brittany or I, different day we have somebody, different day we have different guests. So, and also our guests also from Canada as well. So please contact me, contact Brittany regarding our bills. Let us know. We anything we can do to help. So please contact us. If you enjoyed this show, you feel that this is something you can share, please like and please share, especially to how the youth watch this. And that's our main purpose, to speak English. Brittany speak Khmer, I speak Khmer as well. Not as well as other hosts, but we can also speak Khmer. And please contact us, and we are more than happy to walk you through the bills, telling you what to do, and hopefully, please do your part. Please give up, like Brittany said, 10 minutes per day. 10 minutes, you can put in 3 calls, or you can leave a message for them as well. And if you are in front of the computer, start typing. You can send out a lot of emails. So please call your congressman, congresswoman, and senator. On that note, I will see you next Tuesday. Thank you so much for joining our show. Please do your part, and I hope you have a good evening. I hope you have a good evening as well, Brittany, my co-host.
Thank you, my host.
So thank you so much, everyone, and see you next Tuesday.
See you.